And welcome back to today's stream. We are streaming game 2 of the Genesis Squad Scrims, and this is going to be a Miramar match. We are just waiting for the last members to join the lobby, and then we will be taking flight. So sit tight and bear with us for just a moment, and game 2 will be starting very, very shortly. And here we go. So the match starts in 50 seconds, and we are watching Jen at the moment. Now let's see the other players taking part in today's scrims. We have Das Squad Elite in slot 22. We have two members of Vape in team 23, Nia and Fananita. We have Ace, we have LHZ and DMS Wolf. We have RPG, DS, Level 1s, Sons of Odin, and Riot there too. And this match starts in just 20 seconds. And let's see where our teams will start to jump. And here we have Jen jumping early on towards Crater and La Cabrera with teams 14, 13, 6, and 21 joining them. And as we see, the plane continues, leaving quite a large gap with Grassroots, Sons of Odin, Teams 24 Ace, also jumping out towards San Martin, the Graveyard, and Picardo, with Team 7 jumping out just before Los Leones, a well-known hot drop in Miramar, also known for being a decent flare spot if you can find one, with a number of buildings to act as your cover. And whilst we let Jen continue looting along with Team 23, let's jump over to another team to see how they're doing, with Grassroots Xander, Deadshot, Hippie just dropping now. With teams 8 just across the road there. And we are now 2 minutes in to game 2, with team 7 loose in the compound and an 8 scope just being found. So whilst they continue, let's move over to another team and see what they are getting up to, with Riot coming up next. And here we have team 15 looting, with team 25 quite nearby. And they are just in Los Leones there, with Team 22 and Team 16 very, very close by. We also have, looking on the map, Team 16 relatively alone at the moment, with Teams 8 and 7 quite close there, with 11, 5, 24 and 4 all in close vicinity to one another, with Team 17 having an entire island to themselves to start looting, ready for whatever this match brings. And now let's leave Team 15 here and move over to another team in this match, looking at Sons of Odin Jarl at the moment, who find themselves inside a wagon at the prison, with Riot Envy knocking Riot Ghost on the left there. So with Team 17 being relatively alone at the moment, let's go over now to Riot Envy and see what is happening. With Riot Envy taking some damage from Char on the balcony there, we have Riot Ghost with low damage, Riot Panda on the left hand side, with a grenade being thrown by Char, a bit too strong, but still taking some health from Riot Envy, who will be looking to heal up now before being knocked. So we have Riot Envy looking at Riot Panda, with Riot Leo knocking Goddess. And let's go a bit higher now and take a look, with Riot Envy moving to the left, with Riot Panda running into the building, with Baxter and Leo rushing them, with Riot Envy coming through the front door. And there we see Panda knocking Leo. With Envy knocking Char. With Ooge getting Ghost. Panda knocking Envy. And Panda getting the kill on Leo there, with Baxter knocked and Ooge being the last man standing of Team 14, with both teams seeming to try and get some revives in at the moment, with Ooge and Baxter being the first back to their feet. And let's get a close look on Ooge there by the doorway, looking up the stairs towards Goddess's location, with Goddess moving back in the building, jumping out the back right by the door. And there we have Ooge getting the knock on Goddess there. With Baxter being knocked for a second time, with Char the last person standing on Team 13. Possibly going for a rush now. Yep, in comes Char. And there we see Baxter killing Char and wiping out a fellow Riot squad there. So as Ooge gets the revive on Baxter, let's leave them be and move to another team, looking at DS Tomo now. And it looks like we've arrived just in time, with Team 19 taking on Team 10. And here we see DS Harlan being revived now, with Alex on the left being killed by DS Scorch, with Ships knocking Tomo there and getting the kill on DS Tomo. with Scorch getting the kill on Zen Shipser, leaving this team with 3 members standing. And as they try and heal up and loot their boxes, we shall leave them be for now and go over to Grassroots Loudgrass, who has just knocked Vision Wilo. And here we see Team 11 and Team 5 together now, with Loudgrass just getting a kill on Vision Wilo, with Killam and Ams Lucifer over towards Northeast 60. With Loudgrass taking some shots now, with Dean just using some boost, presumably, to get his health back up to 75%, with Ams Lucifer taking considerable damage there, and Killam just on the wall to the right. Lauros does not appear to have noticed him yet. He may believe that somebody might be there, but isn't sure. So he's being conservative and taking cover there, preparing a grenade and seeing what damage that can do. It does not knock, but it makes a Vision aware that Grassroots know they're there. So they may now be reevaluating their tactics, and we may see a small change coming up shortly in the way that they attack. And here we see Dragon get a knock on Vision Killam, with Ams Lucifer nearby to get that revive. A grenade being thrown, but doesn't do enough damage to get a knock or a kill at the moment. With Vision tilted in the Golden Morado nearby, and a big hello to Sons of Odin Snake, who has just joined us on today's stream and joins us as we're watching Grassroots and Vision fight it out, with Team 23 on the approach, and that is Vape Nia and Fanonita on the right hand side, with Ams Lucifer, Vision, and Killam just there inside a building, taking some cover, whilst Grassroots Loudgrass makes the push. And here we see Team 3 very close to Teams 11 and 5 now, with Grassroots preparing a smoke grenade to act as cover for him as he possibly makes the push into the building by Team 5, hoping to finish off the squad wipe. And as we see on the left, we have another fight with Grassroots taking on Zen at the moment. And there we see Lucifer knocking Dragon there, with Lucifer also knocking Dean and Grassroots, and that is Lucifer getting the squad wipe on Grassroots there, losing Vision Wilo in the process, and Lucifer very nearly getting knocked also. So as we leave Team 5 now, let's move over to another team in play and see what is happening with them. Taking a look at Hugin now. And now we see Sons of Odin Hugin taking a trek towards Los Leones potentially, with Death Elite Percy knocking DMS Wolf, with 16 relatively alone at the moment. Let's leave them to continue their journey as we revisit Death Elite now. And we see teams 22 and teams 25 now inside of Los Leones on the edge, with half of team 16 on the outskirts, with team 6 Elf team making their way towards them, also with team 7 in a vehicle and team 9 in a vehicle. We could see some action very shortly, with team 22 Death Squad Elite Percy taking shots towards LHZ Duck at the moment, and that is a knock for Death Squad Elite Percy, knocking Duck, with DMS Wolf going in for the revive. And on the left, we see Vision Killum getting Baxter, Lucifer getting Ooge, meaning that the Riot Squad is done in two-night scrim. A brilliant performance from Riot tonight. I'm very sad to see them go, but I'm sure they will be back same time next week for another appearance in Gen Scrims. So let's continue now with Death Squad Elite Percy, Team 22, in Los Leones going up against Team 25 LHZ, who have taken cover in a 4-story building now, with Percy ready to shoot at Duck if he should peek out that window there. And there we see Death Squad Elite John getting the knock, and Team 22 now making the push into the building, going up towards the second floor, and now second guessing and moving away back to cover. It appears as though they could not get in quick enough before Team 25 managed to get the hill, with Percy taking the majority of the damage and Death Squad Elite Graden being knocked and revived by Death Squad Elite John. And now Team 25 seem to be quite comfortable. We have Duck down the bottom with Death Squad Elite General there. It could be another knock for Team 25 very shortly, with Percy shooting at the bottom right window, not managing to get a knock. And we now have Team 22 pushing their way up the stairs onto the next floor, waiting to come into contact with Team 25, who appears to be on a higher level in this building. They are in zone, so there is no need to rush at this point in time. And with us being 17 minutes into match 2, we are just over halfway through with 56 players still alive. This game is very much all to play for, and there are no indicators at this point in time as to who the winner of today's match might be. And there we see Death Squad Elite being wiped there by Team 25, and Ormstar now being revived by DMS Wolf, with Duck getting the kill on Percy and Wolf on Graden. So as we let Team 25 recover from their short but sweet fight there, let's move over to another team and take a look at Sons of Odin at the moment. And let's look at Jarl, Alex, Munin and Balder. So we now have Team 17 relatively alone at the moment. The nearest team to them is Team 19, who appear to be making their way towards the zone with Team 17 and a car available. They could be driving in very shortly. We also have Team 5 making their way in by vehicle now, Team 21 on foot, Team 18, Team 23, Team 3, Team 15, 16, 24, 20, 16, 9, 6, and 7, all still in with a chance of winning today's match. And as you've just seen there, Team 17 crashing their vehicle into a tree by the looks of it, with Vision Scopes getting a kill on RPG and Nublis getting a kill on RPG Kirk. And as we see Team 17 take a right turn there, with Alex taking shots, not sure what at, with Vision tilted getting a kill, a knock there, sorry, and Nyman getting a knock on RPG Daryl. And whilst Team 17 continued their looting spree, let's take a look now at another team and go over to Right Sweet, who finds herself alone at the moment. And as we can see there, Zen Fuji getting the knock on Hugen, with Fuji throwing a grenade. We also have Wobbly knocked at the moment, going up against Team 4 and Team 16 up there. Let's jump over now quickly to Hugen, who is not being revived in a moment by PML, with Killam getting a knock there, Tilted getting the knock on a kill on level 1, and level 1 Bunny being knocked, with all members of Zen back up on their feet, and PML reviving Hugen. And we have Team 4 here approaching Team 16, with Team 6 just behind, and that is Sunzode and Balder also getting the kill on Death Defying Gemma, and shots being fired by Team 4 towards Team 9 and Team 9 towards Team 16. And that is Balder getting the knock on Death Defying Rude Geek, and that is a kill for Sons of Odin Balder. Let's jump over now briefly to see if they can get a squad wipe, with Team 24 just behind them, which they possibly haven't noticed as of yet. And Team 24 Ace Luna, who is just watching Team 17 at the moment. This could be a very unfortunate kill for Team 17 if they don't realise that they are being very closely watched by Ace Luna there, with Death defying Savage over to the left with their flare drop at the moment. And here we go with Ace Luna almost taking a shot at Sundervan and Jarl there, but choosing not to, with Team 17 getting inside their vehicle and driving away, with Alex being the last to get in, and Ace Luna possibly wisely deciding not to shoot at Team 17, and herself now being caught in the blue zone and moving slightly towards north at the moment. It is not yet known whether she had a vehicle when she arrived, but this, yes, she did. She had a Jeep, which she is now taking to get to zone. And we then see Vision Killam, and Vape Nia has just finished off Death Defying Savage, with Ace Luna making her way towards zone at the moment and getting caught up between the wall and a metal post. And that is Vape Nia knocking Alex Griff at the moment. Let's take a look. And that is the play zone getting Moonen tilted, knocking Philippak, and Killam knocking Vescania at the moment, with the play zone also knocking Jarl, and Vapnia just managing to use a first aid kit at the moment, with two members of Team 17 still alive. This does not necessarily mean the Sons of Odin are out, with Moonen unfortunately losing his battle today and leaving match 2, with the play zone also finishing Jarl, meaning that Border is the last member of Team 17 standing. And that is Riot Sweet getting a Car 98 shot against Vape Nia there, giving possibly Border the opportunity he needed to get to safety. And here we see Team 5 Vision Cullum taking shots towards Team 7, with Team 4 on the approach, and Border Team 17 just behind, coming towards the zone. And let's take a quick look at distances, with Team 4 towards East 110, with Grassroots Xander knocking AM's Lucifer, Vision tilted knocking Grassroots Hippie, and Boulder killing Riot Sweet there, with DMS Wolf getting a knock and Grassroots Xander finishing off AM's Lucifer. And as we find ourselves 26 minutes into game 2, we have 23 players still alive, with kills continuing to show themselves on the left-hand side of the screen, with Tilted just being knocked by a member of Grassroots, with teams 19, 7, 5, 6, and 24 now very close together. And let's have a look over here with Sons of Odin Huyen still nearby to Team 4, with Team 17, Sons of Odin Boulder, creeping into the zone from the left, possibly bumping into Vision Killam very shortly, with Killam now making their way up the mountain, possibly getting the height on Border, and he appears to have just been able to get to the very edge of that mountain, making any spot very difficult, which may be the one thing he needed to try and bide himself some time. And here we see Killam aiming towards Sons of Odin Hugen at the moment, with Hugen getting pushed by Team 9 Zen, with 19, 7, and 6 continuing their fight on the mountain at the moment. So let's have a quick look at Hugen at the moment, who appears to have heard another player coming towards him, with Zen wobbly very close, just around the corner on the right hand side. And that is Hugin killed by Nublus from Team 4, leaving Balder the last remaining member of the Sons of Odin team tonight, with Vision Nyman shooting now. And Balder coming towards Vision kill him, but just being killed last moment, meaning that Sons of Odin are done for today. But I'm sure they will also be back next week in time for another 2 matches with Jen. And there we see Zen Fuji getting a knock on DS Scorch. And that is Fuji getting the knock on Buster. Killam knocking down Yor, with Xander getting an explosive kill on Killam at the moment, with Team 7, 6, 9, and 4 still in the game. With Vision Neo knocking Grassroots Xander. So this could very well be another winning match for the Vision clan, with Klein taking shots on top of that mountain from Vision Nyman at the moment. With shots being returned from Team 9 there, Zen clan. And let's have a look higher up to see where we all stand. So we have 2 of Team 9, Wobbly and Venom just there. We have Queen and Fuji towards southwest. Team 6 at west. Team 7 at 285 west. And Vision just here north 5. With Nublus getting a knock on Elf Waz. Hopefully Klein is able to revive him, with Team 7 just below that mountain there. And Team 4 are nearest to the next zone, with Team 7 and 6 having the furthest to travel. Here is where smokes can be very handy, but with Klein trying to come down that mountain, a drop could be enough to cause a knock and fighting against the zone. And yes, Klein gets knocked by falling, and that is a knock for Vision Iman, and Klein is down. Elf Waz is finished by the play zone, leaving Team 9 and Team 4 to fight it out, with Zen Wobbly being the last remaining member of the Zen team, Team 9, and having a member of Team 4. A wartime grenade could be all that it takes to finish off today's match, with Team 4 trying to get a revive. And that is it, with Wobbly managing to get the killer blow on Vision, meaning that Zen win game 2 of today's scrims, with Vision in second, Grassroots in third, Vision DS in sixth. We have Sons of Odin in 7th and 8th, with LAZ in 9th and Ace in 10th. It has been a brilliant show all round from all clans involved in tonight's scrims, and I hope you've enjoyed watching, and we will see you next Tuesday, same time, same place, for another 2 matches of Gen Scrims. So as always, please take care and stay safe.